Hello students. So we have completed with our earlier chapter and today we are moving on to revision of inside the atom. Inside the atom, what it is, the structure of atom we already have studied that atom is the smallest unit of any matter, any substance, and it is made up of three different types of subatomic particles that we all know by now. But when it was not yet invented, how many scientists work in this field and what they have invented, that we need to remember and understand. So what is mean by matter? What is an atom? And what is the smallest unit of matter? That we'll try to understand in this first part of the chapter. We have seen that matter is made up of molecules and molecules are formed from atoms. More than one atom combine together to form a molecule. And then molecules together combine to form any matter. And eventually an atom here is the smallest unit of matter. An atom is the smallest particle of an element which retain its chemical property. Chemical identity means all the properties are just as same as that of the matter, though it is the smallest part. Just like our body, we are made up of cells. So each and every cell of our body will show the property of whole of our body parts, isn't it? An atom is the smallest part of any matter and it's going to show all the physical and chemical properties of that matter. And in all the physical and chemical changes also, this will be retained. Now, in water, suppose, example, water if we take, formula of water is H2O. Here, two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen are used. We all know that in water, hydrogen and oxygen are there as atomic particles, but though hydrogen and oxygen both are in gaseous state, when they combine together to form a water molecule, that is H2O, means two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen, it is going to form a liquid state. Okay, so compound formation resulting into change in some of the properties like this. So elementary form we have in water is hydrogen and oxygen, and when it becomes a compound H2O, it is in liquid state. Similarly, if you go for only oxygen, O2 molecule, here atomic part of O2 is O, and it is not going to change any chemical or physical property like a compound because it is just a simple element. Helium, hydrogen are just elemental forms of any element. If you come to ammonia, in ammonia you see the formula is NH4. Nitrogen and hydrogen both are combined together in the formula and it forms NH3, that is compound again, and elemental properties are different and compound properties are going to be different. Nitrogen or methane, if you consider CH4, here carbon and hydrogen both are participating in this ratio 1:4, and we find that methane compound is showing different characteristics than carbon and hydrogen independently. So we have learned in the earlier class also that the smallest particle of most of the substances are molecules. And now coming to more further part, the molecules of a few substances contain only one atom. Means a molecule is made up of one atom, like argon or neon. When the atom is completely stable, it will not go to form a compound with other atom, and it will be a single atom as a molecule. Molecules are formed by chemical of combination of the atoms. From this, we understand that the smallest particle of an element taking part in chemical combination is an atom. The concept of atom is more than, say, 2500 years old. Many scientists have earlier predicted that this type of a particle is there, microscopic one, and it was forgotten in the course of time. In the modern times, scientists, on the basis of the experiments they have done, explain that the nature of atom as well as the internal structure of atom, they have completely described in detail. Now, if you go in the past history, our Indian great philosophers like Kanad, who was there in 6th century before Christ, stated that there is a limit to dividing matter into small particles. After that, we cannot cut that particle into the smallest one. And the indivisible particle that constitute matter, Kanad named it as Parmanu, that means the smallest particle. And now this Parmanu is indestructible. Means further you cannot cut into smaller part. Even the Greek philosopher Democritus also have put forward such type of a statement that matter is made up of small particle and these cannot be further divided. The smallest particle of matter was named by Democritus as an atom. And today we are learning what is an atom and all according to the Greek philosophy, not Indian philosophy, which use the term Parmanu. Now you see the first scientist who worked in this field and who put forward his theory was Sir John Dalton. He was a British scientist. He put forward in 1803, after death of Christ, his celebrated atomic theory. According to his theory, matter is made up of atoms and atoms are indivisible and indestructible. All atoms of an element are alike, while different elements have different atoms with different masses. Means atom of different elements or different matter is going to be different in pretense of its shape, size, structure, function, working. Everything will be different. Can't say that atom of every like atom of wood or atom of plastic will not work as same. And if you take, for example, bundi laddu and squeeze it with your palm, we find that certain ghee present in it is going to be getting out. And if we cut a solid ball of anything, it's it's going to be very hard to cut it. A plastic ball or a iron ball will not, we will not be able to cut it easily, a solid ball. So cutting with a knife is going to be very hard. Now, a bundi laddu is found to have an internal structure, small particles connecting together to form a complete laddu like that. And it is formed by sticking smaller particles. There, the bundis to each other. However, the small ball, already broadly speaking, does not have any internal structure. When you are going to cut it with a knife, the atom as described by Dalton turns out to be a hard solid sphere. So according to Dalton, how it was? The atomic structure was just a small, hard, solid sphere, no other part inside, and no internal structure inside. According to Dalton, atomic theory, the mass is distributed uniformly in an atom. All around the atom, equal mass. Okay, and then came forward the another scientist named J.J. Thomson. He demonstrated experimentally that negatively charged and positively charged particles are present inside the atom. An atom has a mass of about 1800 times less than that of hydrogen atom. He compared this charges with that of hydrogen atom, and later these particles were named as electrons. Firstly, he told about only negatively charged particles are present in the atom, and he compared it with that of hydrogen atom. Common substances are usually electrically neutral. Obviously, the molecules of substances and the atom which combine chemically to form a molecule are electrically neutral. So one molecule will be electrically neutral, or the atom which is independently working without making a compound, that is electrically neutral. So how is an atom electrically neutral in spite of having negatively charged electrons in it? If the electrons are present which are negatively charged and the atom as a whole is a stable atom, in that case the question arose that if there are negative charges inside, then how it can be stable one? It is electrically neutral one. So Thomson came overcome this difficulty by putting forth his plum pudding model. Plum pudding model of atomic structure. Now, in this model, you see Thomson, what he postulated that the plum pudding model of an atom put forward by Thomson in the year 1904, nearly about 100 years later of Dalton's atomic theory, that in the first model of atomic structure, according to this model, the positive charge is also distributed throughout the atom and negatively charged electrons are embedded in it, just like cherries in your plum cake. Therefore, the name plum pudding model is given to Thomson's atomic structure. The distributed positive charge is balanced by the negative charge on the electron. Therefore, the atom becomes electrically neutral. So, equal number of positive and negatively charged particles are present in this atomic structure according to Thomson, where the base is completely positively charged and in between the negatively charged particles are embedded in it, just like a plum pudding. So the next class we shall see why these two models became outdated when further few scientists came forward with their own models. Here you see, you can understand that Dalton told about a plane model and Thomson little bit advanced technology. He added that there is positive and negative charge equal in number so that the atom is electrically neutral. You see, plum pudding or plum cake in Swedish is prepared during a Christmas. You all have eaten it, and in olden times this dish was made in the Western countries by adding pieces of dry fruits called as a plum, dry fruit called as plum, and these days raisins, dates are also added, and that's why the plum pudding name came to this model also by Thomson. So further models and coming finally to the final a recently known model of atom, we shall see in our next class. Okay then, bye all of you. Thank you.